Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us for our first live stream of 2021. Here with the Permian Basin Adult Literacy Center. Our first guest for the year is Shelby Garfield and she is the Director of Mission Services for Goodwill, West Texas. Thank you and welcome, Shelby. We're so happy to have you today.
Yes, thank you. We're really excited to be the first ones.
Awesome. Well, Shelby is going to discuss some of the programs that are available at Goodwill, West Texas, and some of the partnership opportunities that PBALC and Goodwill, West Texas are working on. And I know, Shelby, a lot of people think when they hear Goodwill, the first thing they think is thrift store. And honestly, that's a place that I can go donate all my, spring clean. When I do my spring cleaning of clothes, I'm going to go donate it to Goodwill. And that's all they think about. But the Goodwill is so much more than that. And just, partnering with you and getting to know Goodwill West Texas, getting to you, Shelby, I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize all the services and programs and classes that Goodwill provide. So I'm like, we need to get Shelby on here so she can tell all of our viewers all about the good stuff that Goodwill is doing. So tell us a little bit about all this great stuff that's going on at Goodwill West Texas.
Yeah. So I'll start with a little bit, just a tiny bit of history about Goodwill West Texas specifically, because there are 14 different Goodwill organizations in the state of Texas.
Wow.
So we're one of those. We're one of the smallest, but we're one of the ones with the biggest territory. So we were founded in 1983 here in Abilene. So we've been here ever since, and since spread out into 35 counties.
Oh, wow.
So we have stores as far east as Eastland, as far west as the Midland Odessa area, and then down into San Angelo. So because
it's a huge area.
Oh yeah.
And people don't realize, whenever I've gone to conferences and I tell them, I'm from Midland, Texas, and they're like, at the conferences in Houston, they're like, oh, that's a short drive for you. I'm like, no, you don't realize how big Texas is. So that is a huge area that y'all cover.
Yeah, and a lot of it, it's very big, but a lot of it is still rural. So a lot of it's farmland, so it's just traveling in between those major hubs. So to kind of kick it into our programs, our largest program is one that serves regionally as our Career Center. So we've got a Career Center here in Abilene. We've got one in San Angelo, and we have one out in Odessa. And so through that effectively is our largest program. We've been operating it since about 2017. So it's fairly new in the community, relatively speaking. But through the Career Center, we provide one-on-one career counseling. So for anyone coming in from the streets, wherever they're off in the community, we're going to sit down with them one-on-one and determine where they're at in life, what their goals are, their professional and personal goals, and get them into a service plan that's going to fit their needs specifically. So it's not one size fits all. We're definitely trying to overcome those barriers. So when I say barriers, I mentioned the Goodwill mission is to provide opportunities for people with barriers to employment. So a barrier can mean any number of things. It's a physical or mental disability, a disadvantage in life like recent incarceration or little to no education, dropping out of high school, things like that. So we are here to serve everybody from all walks of life, but specific focus on overcoming those barriers. So we do job application and search assistance, mock interviewing, resume writing, everything you can think of career-wise to really get you started on that path to the job that you really want.
And that is so important right now, especially with, COVID coming right off of 2020 and COVID. There's so many people that were laid off or unemployed right now, and they're they started off their career in this certain path, and then they were laid off, and they're kind of lost, and they're like, what do I do now? And so that's talk about the importance of being able to get some career education.
Yeah. So, I mean, through that, obviously, our in-person services kind of took a hit, but we still help people virtually. So, by phone, email, anything that we could to try to help people through that unemployment process, as well as applying for state benefits during that time. So, through the Career Center, we're going to meet those career goals, but like I had said, are your personal goals too. So, we're going to get you connected with the resources in town that maybe Goodwill can't help you with, but the Permian Basin Adult Literacy Center, you guys can get them connected with GED classes, digital skills classes, and that's something that we partner on in our center too, out in Odessa. So any of those really basic needs that somebody has, transportation, housing, they need food. If you don't have your basic needs met, you're not going to be successful in a working environment.
Right.
So we want to be able to meet those needs, and that's why we do our initial assessment through the intake. And so it's a full service plan. It comes full circle for everybody involved. So then,
is there a cost for any of these services, Shelby?
No, all of our Goodwill services are free. So we do have 5 programs. The Career Center is the biggest one, and all of it's free because of our stores. So when you said you think of the Goodwill stores,
Yes.
Goodwill has become a household name.
Yes.
And you know the stores, you know the discounts you can get, but all of that funding goes into our mission services program. So 87 cents of every dollar that you're spending while you're in the store is then going to provide the jobs for those folks in the store, as well as implementing all of these programs through our mission services staff.
Wonderful. And so tell us a little bit about the specific offerings in the Midland Odessa area, because a lot of our viewers obviously live around the Permian Basin area. So tell us a little bit specifically about the classes or services available in the Midland and Odessa store. And talking about the Midland and Odessa stores, there's some new construction, new things going on there too.
Yes. So, I mean, obviously our Odessa store is brand new. It's very pretty, very well stocked and everything. And then over in our Midland store, we're building a career center as well to house our mission specialists. So our mission specialists offer 2 other different programs. One is they're very much internal. So the Good Life program goes through basically a lot of the same things that the Career Center can help with, as well as personal and career-wise. And those are focused for our employees. So while the Career Center is rather external focused, our Good Life is focused on the employees and helping them be successful at either in the job that they're with in our Goodwill store, or helping them find something to move them up in life. So our Good Life program is where we started our financial literacy classes, which is something that we're bringing out into the Permian. So the financial literacy classes are through a partnership with BBVA Compass and their banking services. So through the FDIC, they have a curriculum called Money Smart for adults, and it goes over all of the basics of financial literacy, like how to apply for a loan, how to manage your credit, how to buy a house, how to be protecting your identity, different things like that. And we're scheduling those on a monthly basis, 2 or 3 classes a month, and we host those by Zoom. So anyone is welcome to participate, and eventually when we get to in-person classes, we might limit who's in there. But as of right now, we're just letting it out to the community and doing those on a monthly basis. So we're really excited about those.
And, financial literacy, and we really think it's so important for our students here at the Literacy Center to learn about financial literacy, because if they come to you for career, career services or advice, and then they get a career, if they don't know how to manage that money well, they're going to be back to the same place where they were when they didn't have a job. So it's so important to be able to manage your money well, and not get into debt, and just budget correctly.
Yeah, that emergency financial planning came into effect with COVID 100%.
Mhm.
So really, during the shutdown, while our services kind of took a pause because they were all very much for the community,
Mhm.
took that time to reevaluate and see what those extra needs were, how we could help our employees, how we could provide other services to the community versus just helping them get a job. So financial literacy was a big part of that puzzle, and being able to partner with BBVA, we actually talked with the Austin Goodwill, and they're doing something very similar. So we emulated that and brought it over here to West Texas.
Wonderful. And so tell us about some of the other programs that you have.
Yeah. So you heard a little bit about Good Life, pretty much for those extra supports that our employees need, as well as some video tutorial classes that they can take, like budgeting and banking, but also communication skills, leadership skills, things that are going to help them climb the career ladder either within Goodwill or outside Goodwill. And they actually get paid to take those classes. So if they've been employed with us for 6 months or more, they can be enrolled into Good Life and take those once a week and get paid to take that class. So we really take training and supporting our employees as our top priority, because that's really our base mission. Goodwill started by providing jobs for people with barriers. So that's something we're going to build upon this year, and something we realized during the shutdown. Our other programs are our voc rehab services. So our vocational rehabilitation services through Texas Workforce. They refer folks to us who have documented disabilities, and we work with them one-on-one, hand under hand, as an employee of ours. So they go in as a production worker or a merchandiser, and we're watching them and evaluating how their disability is affecting them in a working environment and how they can overcome those. So that is something our mission specialists will be working on as well. And then we've got Work Again West Texas, which is our newest program. And it's only here in Abilene. We haven't really expanded it yet. It just started in the middle of 2019. So then it took just 6 months in 2020 where it wasn't happening. So that is a program originally designed and partnered with a group of interested citizens here in Abilene to really support the homeless initiatives in Abilene. So it is designed for people experiencing homelessness or on the verge of homelessness to have a job to put on their resume, and with the end goal of getting them placed into employment in the community. So we're really searching for folks who are ready to break that cycle of homelessness. We get them involved with housing supports and other supports to continue their success. And what they do is they come on 2 days a week. We go downtown and pick up trash around downtown. They get paid for that on the day that they work. And then they come back to the Career Center and work on their employability skills and resume, and getting ready to move off into somewhere else. So it's a temporary position, but it's meant to give them something to put on a resume, because when you have work experience, it's easier to get a job. Versus someone who has been homeless and doesn't have work experience for the past maybe 5 years. So that program, again, it's just in Abilene, but we're ramping it up and really excited. We're looking at partnering with Workforce Solutions more on that. So stay tuned on that one. Then our last program is our volunteer opportunities. So in all of our stores, we offer just the ability to come volunteer, help us sort, help us clean the store, different things like that. We take school groups and different folks who are coming from college who are needing some service hours. And then a majority of our volunteers are actually court mandated. So if someone's out on parole and needs to finish their community service hours, we are a site for that. So the process for that is a registration on our website. If you go to goodwillwesttexas.org, under the donate tab, there's a volunteer. So you're donating your hours. And so we offer that in partnership with different areas. So we really stay on top of our volunteers and say, hey, how many hours do you have left? We don't want them to just get there and just clean the same spot in the store every day. We want them to have a good experience.
Yes.
And really become a part of the store. And sometimes those folks have actually gotten hired on as employees after their service hours are done. So through that, our 5 programs, we're very much focused on employability, employment opportunities, and getting people to overcome their barriers.
Good. And so I know that Goodwill, as many other nonprofits, was impacted by COVID. So tell us some of the impact that COVID had on your services, and what are y'all doing to kind of bring them back to in person, or what are alternative offerings?
Yeah, so our services, all of these programs stopped during the shutdown. And just due to the financial hit that we ended up taking, we did lay off a vast majority of our employees, including our missions staff. So by about August last year, we were able to bring all but voc rehab services back. So since August, we've been in person and virtual. If someone's not comfortable coming in, we can service them just by video chat like this, or by phone, by email. Even folks who are not necessarily in the towns that we have our career centers. So because we cover such a large area of West Texas, if someone is in Brownwood, then Abilene specialists are going to reach out to that person and get them connected with services in their area. So we don't want to leave anybody hanging. If somebody is coming to us and saying, I need XYZ and we can only help with X, then we're going to find them something to meet their needs.
Perfect. And so do you tell the audience how, if they're interested in getting career services or financial literacy classes or anything like that, what's the process to enroll, or do they need to fill out an application? Do they need to be a certain age? What's that process look like?
Yeah, so all of our services are offered to anyone of a working age, so typically 15 and above. But you just have to need our help. We don't have a lot of eligibility criteria aside from the stipulations of, for work again, you have to be experiencing homelessness, or voc rehab, you have to be referred by the Texas workforce. We cannot accept people to come in and just say, I want to do that. They have to be with a voc rehab counselor. But other than that, they can go online to our website, goodwillwesttexas.org, and we've got our career center tab, or the mission services tab, excuse me. And under that is listed the programs and some more information about that. If someone wants to come into the career center, they're welcome to fill out that online registration, or they can just give us a call and schedule an appointment. But we do accept walk-ins as well. So if someone's coming in, because we know a lot of folks don't have transportation, they get here when they get here. So we want to be able to meet their need when they have their need. So instead of scheduling them a week out when they might not be able to come back, we're going to try to get something done that day.
Perfect. Okay, so if somebody walks into the store in Odessa or Midland, you'll find somebody that can help them.
Yeah, and if the store, because I know we have a lot of new staff coming through our stores, if they don't necessarily have the answer, up at the registers, we do have our flyers for our programs, as well as business cards for our marketing department, our sales staff, as well as the mission staff. So if anyone is lacking in an answer up at the register, they're welcome to email us too at mission@goodwillwtx.org, and that will come directly to the mission staff, and we'll make sure that we reach out.
Okay, and we'll also put those links, Shelby, in the comments for anybody that we'll put the links to the Goodwill West Texas website and the links to the applications as well, if you would like to volunteer. So any last, anything else that you would like to add that you would like people in the West Texas or the Permian Basin to know about Goodwill or your services?
I mean, obviously that 87 cents of every dollar going back into our mission programs, not a lot of people know that. And
Mm-hmm.
at the register, when we ask for roundup, those additional few cents go 100% back into our mission programs. So we are very much all about meeting the needs of West Texas. And through those changes in West Texas, we have the ability to really develop programs on our own because we're a very unique nonprofit in that we're self-sustaining. So the funds that we raise go directly into us versus some nonprofits that do have some grant parameters that they have to work around. So if there is a need out in West Texas or a training or something that someone wants Goodwill to look into picking up, feel free to reach out to us and let us know, hey, there's a need here, and we will look into how we can meet that need.
Perfect. And I know that there was a previous question that came in, not during the live stream, but they we had a question from a student that was wondering what does the career, if you want to go in for career into the career center, what is that? How long is that process? How long will you work with them? How much is there a time commitment that you request from attendees?
Yeah, so all of our services, especially the Career Center, are so individually based that we don't necessarily put a timeline on it because there are things that pop up in a person's life all the time. But an intake with us typically takes about an hour, and we like to see a person at least once a week or talk to them once a week to make sure they're meeting their goals. But they can come in for 3 weeks consecutively, get a job, and then say, all right, I think I'm good. I don't need you guys anymore. And then we have some people that come in and get their job and need additional support. So we make sure we follow up with people who do get jobs through a full 90 days. So we will continue to call and talk with that person. So we typically keep someone active in the program for a year and then reevaluate on the new year. But someone can stay with us as long as they need us.
Okay, perfect. So if they need it beyond a year, you're happy to help work with them through that. Okay,
yes.
Perfect. And so, kind of give us like an example of a typical person that comes into the career center and needs your help. Do you tell them, okay, what's your goal? Oh, I want to get a job at, I don't know, Walmart or something like that. So do you sit down with them and talk to them about what are their specific goals, or what would that look like? What an appointment look like?
Yeah, so when you come in and do an intake with us, we go over the consents and information for the program, and then we really get into you as an individual. So we talk about where you're at in life, what your education looks like, your health looks like, any disabilities or struggles that you're dealing with, all of that type of stuff. And then we turn it into, okay, what are our actionable items and what are we going to actively work on? So when someone is coming into us, typically we've seen a lot of folks who have recent incarceration, or they've got that background on them that is preventing them from getting a job. So we help them write a resume. We write a letter of explanation for their background. And sometimes we might even write a letter of recommendation saying that they're working through our program and they're trying to turn their life around. So we go through the very basics of the resume and how to explain your background. And then we move into, okay, do you know how to submit an application online, or have you never used a computer before? And that's when we'll do an intervention and kind of teach them some digital skills on how to use an online form, how to access your email, make sure that your voicemail is working so when you get called for an interview, you're notified. All of those basic steps that a lot of folks might overlook and they miss their opportunities. So we're kind of there to help them through kind of light touch case management. Hey, we had this employer call for you. And then on that topic, we also provide auxiliary supports, which sounds like a big fancy term, but really it's if you need extra help. So if someone's coming to us and says, I don't have my ID, I
Okay.
can't
Yes.
then get a job. So we can work with you on getting the documents needed for that, and then also pay for that application to get your ID.
Oh, that's wonderful. I know
Yeah.
that we always get a lot of calls about that, so I'll know where to refer them to now.
Yeah. So with the additional supports too, we do IDs. We also can provide bus passes and clothing vouchers to our stores, as well as GED test payments. And so the only stipulation with those is that you have to be actively working through our Career Center, working on your goals for at least 2 prior appointments. So your intake and then working on your goals, and then we can help you with those additional supports. So we really want to make sure that you are trying to be self-sustainable versus just trying to get an easy answer and a quick fix for what you're dealing with. We want to help you through the long term and not just meeting that one thing and then you're gone. So we're really working on those. And the Career Center, I think I forgot to mention that our hours. The Career Center is open 8 to 5 Monday through Friday.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you so much, Shelby, for joining us. And I was so excited to be able to share with our audience and our students all the great things that Goodwill is doing, and letting the community know about all the great services that y'all provide. And we look forward to continue to partner with Goodwill West Texas on future programs. More to be announced on that later, but we're still working through those details. But we will be, the Literacy Center is planning on partnering with Goodwill on future programs and services. So we're just very excited to work with y'all, and thank you for everything that you do for the West Texas and Permian Basin community. We greatly appreciate it, and thank you again for coming on and being our guest today.
Yes, thank you guys so much for having us. We're really excited to have this opportunity to talk about our programs. Not a lot of people know that Goodwill is more than just a thrift store. So any opportunity we get to talk about this stuff, we just love it. So thank you guys for having us.
Well, thank you so much. And like I mentioned, we're going to be posting those links to the website and to the application. So be looking for those. And I hope everybody has a wonderful week. Thank you again, Shelby, for joining us. And we'll see everybody next time. Bye-bye.